Good evening, here are tonight's top stories. Police investigates suspected gunshot incident involving a 6-year-old girl. Vagrant fatally struck during an argument on Water Street, Georgetown. Police hunt for Venezuelan suspect after a minor was set alight in an alleged jealous rage. Georgetown Public Hospital concludes investigation into Deandra Liverpool's death. Mechanic electrocuted while operating a crane in Foolis, ECD. CGID President Rickford Burke files a $150 million defamation lawsuit against Mikhail Rodriguez, also known as the Guyanese critic. Bartica man arrested for stealing items from a church. Stay tuned for the details of these stories. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more news.
Police hunt Venezuelan suspect after minor set alight in alleged jealous rage. Authorities are searching for a Venezuelan man, known as Emmanuel, who allegedly set a minor ablaze in a jealous rage, accusing him of having an affair with his wife. The victim, Valen Evans, also known as Doug, a 32-year-old resident of Essequibo Coast, is currently being treated for his injuries. According to police headquarters, the incident occurred after Evans went to the Wenemu Backdam Landing, Cuyuni River, around 2000 hours HRS on Saturday to celebrate his birthday with a few drinks. Later that night, Evans went to Manuel's camp and fell asleep. Police reports indicate that at approximately 4 o'clock HRS on Sunday, Manuel returned to his camp and found Evans sleeping there. Enraged by the sight, he accused Evans of having an affair with his wife. In a fit of anger, Manuel allegedly poured a flammable substance on Evans and set him on fire before fleeing the scene. Evans managed to make his way to the Wenemu Health Post, where he is receiving treatment. His condition is currently listed as stable. Police are actively searching for the suspect and have urged anyone with information regarding his whereabouts to come forward. Are you looking for a job? We are hiring currently for sales representatives, cashiers and stores attendant. Give us a call at 678-3737 to apply. You can also WhatsApp us to schedule an interview. The closing date for applying is the 22nd of June, 2024. We look forward to hearing from you. CGID President Rickford Burke files $150 million defamation lawsuit against Mikhail Rodriguez, also known as the Guyanese critic. President of the Caribbean Guyana Institute for Democracy, CGID, Rickford Burke in a recent post on his social media page, highlighted he has initiated a $150 million libel and defamation lawsuit against Mikhail Rodriguez, also known as Guyanese critic. The legal action follows a series of allegedly false, fabricated, and defamatory comments made by Rodriguez on his social media talk show. The lawsuit, filed by Mr. Burke's attorney, U.C. Anderson, claims that Rodriguez, a close associate of Guyana's Vice President Barrett Jagdeo, has been disseminating damaging statements aimed at tarnishing Burke's reputation. The CGID alleges that Rodriguez acts under Jagdeo's direction, seeking to undermine Burke's influence and advocacy against perceived racial and corrupt practices within the People's Progressive Party, PPP, and Jagdeo's alleged involvement in the murders of over 1,400 young black men by death squads. In response to the defamatory remarks, Burke has emphasized that slander and defamation from Jagdeo and his associates will not deter him or the CGID from their mission. He reiterated that he will not engage directly with individuals he views as proxies for racists and killers, but will address the matter through legal channels via his attorney. Vagrant fatally struck during argument on Water Street, Georgetown. A man identified as Munilad Persad, also known as Roach, was fatally struck during an argument on Water Street, Georgetown, on Saturday night. Persad, who was a vagrant with no fixed place of abode, was pronounced dead following the incident, which occurred around 1835 hours. According to the police, the suspect involved is a sales assistant employed by a prominent business entity. The suspect has since been arrested. A police report reveals that the altercation began when the suspect gave Persad $2,500 to help locate his brother, a drug addict who frequents the Stabroek Market area. The suspect had been unable to find his brother on his own and sought Persad's assistance, as he had often seen Persad in his brother's company. Approximately half an hour after enlisting Persad's help, the suspect was informed by Persad that he could not find his brother. This news led to an argument between the two men. During the dispute, the suspect allegedly armed himself with a piece of wood and struck Persad in the chest. After being struck, Prasad stumbled forward a few steps before collapsing. The suspect then fled the scene, taking a speedboat from the Georgetown ferry Stelling to Vreden Hoop, where he was subsequently apprehended by the police. Emergency medical technicians were called to the scene, and Prasad was pronounced dead by a doctor from the Georgetown Public Hospital. The investigation into the incident continues. Police investigate suspected gunshot incident involving 6-year-old girl. Investigators are probing the circumstances surrounding an incident that has left a 6-year-old schoolgirl hospitalized with a suspected gunshot wound. The child, who was asleep at her home in Mon Repos, East Coast Demerara, sustained the injury under mysterious circumstances, leaving both her parents and the police puzzled. The incident reportedly occurred between 22:30 HRS on Saturday and 5:30 HRS on Sunday. According to police reports, the child lives with her parents and sister. The child's mother recounted putting her to bed on Saturday night. Early Sunday morning, she was awakened to use the washroom and heard the child groaning. Upon checking, she discovered her daughter's head and clothing soaked in a reddish substance, which appeared to be blood. In a state of panic, the mother alerted her husband, and they rushed the child to the Georgetown Public Hospital. There, medical personnel conducted an examination and a CT scan, and the child was scheduled for surgery. Police headquarters reported that a team from the Criminal Investigations Department, CID, visited the scene on Sunday morning. Detectives observed what appeared to be a gunshot entry point in the zinc roof above the victim's bed, suggesting the shot was fired from outside. The bed was also stained with a reddish substance suspected to be blood. As part of the ongoing investigation, the police swabbed the hands of the child's parents for gunpowder residue. No spent shell casings were found in or around the house. Additionally, several neighbors were questioned, but none reported hearing a gunshot during the night. The investigation continues as police work to unravel the details surrounding this perplexing and disturbing incident. Bartica man arrested for stealing items from church. The Guyana Police Force, GPF, is currently investigating an incident of sacrilege at the Good News Fellowship Full Gospel Church, located at Lot 35, 4th Avenue, Bartica. The crime occurred between 2000 hours HRS on Saturday and 7:30 HRS on Sunday. The suspect, a 37-year-old construction worker from Bartica, has been arrested for allegedly stealing various items from the church. The stolen articles include 4 cases of Banks Malta valued at $20,000. 3 cases of Thrill soft drinks valued at $7,800. 1 music box valued at $150,000. The total value of the stolen items amounts to $178,000. Andrew Prasad, the 60-year-old pastor of the church, reported that he secured the premises at 2000 hours HRS on Saturday night before heading to his residence. Upon returning to the church around 7:30 HRS on Sunday morning, he discovered that the door was open and the aforementioned items were missing. CCTV footage from the church was reviewed, revealing the suspect leaving the premises with the stolen items. The police arrested the suspect at his residence around 11 o'clock HRS on Sunday. Upon being informed of the allegations, the suspect admitted to the crime. The suspect disclosed that he had hidden the music box at 7th Avenue, Bartica. He led the police to the location opposite the burial ground, where the music box was recovered. The suspect also confessed to sharing the stolen beverages with his friends. The suspect is currently in custody at the Bartica police station and is assisting with the ongoing investigation. Mechanic electrocuted while operating crane in Foolis, ECD. A tragic incident occurred on Friday at Foolis, East Coast Demerara, ECD, where a 32-year-old mechanic, Ramraj Palakadari, was electrocuted while operating a crane. The Ministry of Labor has released a statement detailing the circumstances surrounding the accident. Palakadari, a resident of Haslington, ECD, was employed by SE Auto Sale and Spare Parts at Foolis. His responsibilities included repairing, renovating, and displaying vehicles for the company. On the day of the incident, Palakadari reported to work early, as was his routine, and was in the process of moving a crane out of the compound for public display. While extending the arm of the crane's arm made contact with a high-voltage electrical wire carrying approximately 13,800 volts of electricity. The electric current traveled through the crane's metal arm to the control panel where Palakadari was operating, electrocuting him. He sustained severe burns to his hands, torso, and feet. Upon witnessing the incident, Palakadari's employer attempted to assist him but was also shocked and had to be taken to the hospital for treatment. Emergency services were called to the scene, and Palakadari's body was subsequently removed. Authorities are conducting an investigation to determine the full details and any potential safety lapses that led to the fatal accident. The Ministry of Labor has emphasized the importance of safety protocols, especially when operating machinery near high-voltage lines. This tragic event has undoubtedly impacted the local community and highlights the dangers associated with electrical equipment and the critical need for stringent safety measures. The Ministry of Labor is likely to review and reinforce safety regulations to prevent such incidents in the future. Georgetown Public Hospital concludes investigation into Deandra Liverpool's death. The Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC, has completed an investigation following allegations made on social media by the mother of Deandra Liverpool, a 31-year-old woman from Sophia, Greater Georgetown, who recently died at the institution. The investigation aimed to clarify the circumstances surrounding Liverpool's death. According to the GPHC's findings, Liverpool initially sought treatment at its neurosurgery clinic on May 20, 2024, under the care of Dr. Amarnath Dukhi, head of the Department of Neurosurgery. Liverpool was evaluated, and several tests were ordered, which were pending from a previous visit to a private institution where Dr. Dukhi had also treated her. Despite being informed of the necessity of these test results for surgical intervention at GPHC, Liverpool returned on June 10 without all the required test results. Tragically, she experienced a seizure and, despite immediate medical intervention, was pronounced dead in the hospital's emergency room. The investigation also addressed the request for a letter to facilitate overseas treatment. GPHC explained that such a letter was not provided because the surgery could potentially be performed at GPHC once all necessary tests were completed. The hospital emphasized that Liverpool's medical condition and the suspected high-risk nature of her case required careful planning and investigation before any surgical intervention. However, Liverpool's mother, London, presented a contrasting narrative. In a video posted on social media, London claimed that her daughter was not informed about the tests during her visit to GPHC, despite prior consultations with Dr. Dukhi at another medical facility. She also asserted that all prescribed medications were administered to her daughter as directed. The GPHC's investigation found that Liverpool had indeed been informed of the necessary tests and their importance for her treatment. The investigation revealed that delays in scheduling appointments and obtaining test results contributed to the tragic outcome. Additionally, the investigation noted that London had not been contacted by the hospital, acknowledging a lapse in communication. Regarding the necessity of a mammogram, the investigation confirmed that logistical challenges in obtaining the test results within the hospital's timeframe did exist. The investigation also reviewed the accuracy of Liverpool's diagnosis, finding discrepancies between the initial diagnosis of a brain tumor and the death certificate, which cited the cause of death as a cerebral cyst. In a press release, GPHC expressed its deepest sympathies to Liverpool's family and acknowledged the issues raised by the investigation, particularly the communication lapses and delays in scheduling and testing. The hospital has urged the public to use the established help desk system for addressing concerns or complaints and remains committed to improving its processes to prevent similar occurrences in the future.